Before we begin with video 7 and calculating time, take a look at these values from the previous video in calculating the rate. Let me know if you see any differences here and we'll take another look at it. The first step here for video 7, go ahead and create these three new headings: days, months, and years. And then go ahead and put a bottom border underneath it. What we will do is calculate time in terms of days, months, and years. I'll do the first few as an example. Remember from the simple interest formula that time must be expressed as years. Sometimes time is less than a year, and so we need to create the decimal value or the fraction of a year so that we have an accurate calculation. So here, for example, loan number 1, the amount of time is about 33% of a year, or 0.33. So let's go ahead and calculate how many days that would be. Equal sign. Click on time. And then what we can do is multiply that by 365 because there are 365 days in a year. 120.45 days. However, when it comes to loans, these values will either be rounded down or rounded up. And here, because we're dealing with 45/100ths of a year, we will go ahead and round that to 120. How many months would that be? Well, because we've already calculated the days, we could take the number of days and we'll divide it by 30. And then we'll go ahead and round that value. 4 months. And the number of years, we'll just simply equal sign and click on that value that is already in terms of a year. Let's do loan number 2 where we actually have to calculate the time. We're going to use this version of the simple interest formula. T equals interest divided by principal times rate. Start with that equal sign. Interest divided by, we need to enclose the multiplication in parentheses, principal times the rate. I'm going to make the column a little bit wider. Now we can see again we have a situation where time is less than 1 year. About 16.4% of a year, or 0.164. So once again, equal sign, click on our time as a fraction of a year and multiply it times the number of days in a year. About 60 days. Reduce those decimal places to round that value. 60 days. And once again, we could take the number of days and divide it by 30. Another way we could do that, we could take the fraction of the year, enclose it in parentheses, and multiply it times 365, and then divide that product by 30 days. And we get the same answer, about 2 months. Number of years, and we will go ahead and round that value down to 0.16 years. So go ahead and do the rest of these in a similar fashion. Click mark as done when you are finished. Those of you in the classroom, have you come by and take a look at it. And that will conclude Video 7, using the simple interest formula to calculate time and to convert time to days, months, and also express it in years.